Welcome back, kindred spirits. And for those visiting the first time, I'm Linda Smith Davis, and this is my YouTube channel, New England Fine Living, where I hopefully am going to give you ideas and inspiration for fine living, no matter how simple or grand that may be. Now, I promise I will be coming back again throughout the season to show you New England in its full glory with all of its bright, beautiful colors of fall. In this YouTube video, I thought I would take you on the fall home tour for 2020, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the inside and outside of our home. I'm just getting it ready for fall, and I try to keep it minimal, and actually I probably did a little bit more this year than normal because I wanted to share some ideas with you. But I thought I would get started with the outside, and we'll go from there. Enjoy. When the fall basket here on the side of the house was shown on Instagram, I was not prepared for people to ask how I made it. I did not videotape it, but really all I did was I purchased some picks of leaves and acorns and apples and some florals, which are actually little pumpkins, and I stuck them inside of this basket. There was some floral foam already from my spring and then my summer floral basket. And I just had to buy the squirrel when I saw him. I think it was at Joann's Fabrics. I don't usually pick up cute things like this now that my children are older, but I just had to have them. Each year, and this is actually the third fall we've been in our home, mini pumpkins adorn our front fence. And you'll notice on the front door of the house, I have the wreath that I made in Maine. It is no longer on the home. It got a little worse for wear. At the end of the video, you'll see it. To me, it reminded me kind of Cousin It. It just looked a little bit tired and shaggy. I'm actually contemplating hanging the leaf garland that I made last year, and I do still have it. It's in the drying shed. I'm not sure what it will look like when I take it out, but I'm going to give it a try. And I'm also showing here our new walkway of mums. They're not completely open yet, and I do have more plantings that I'm going to be putting in. I have to cut back my irises. So once again, you'll be seeing a little bit updated garden probably in a couple weeks, if not sooner. But let's head inside now, and I'll show you a few of the rooms that I have decorated for fall. Do you want to know what's lurking in our attic? It's something very scary, at least to me. The old creaking steps lets it know I'm coming. Well, nothing that sinister. It's just one of my rooms of unorganized holiday decor. I have another room that I cleaned up and made it my workout room, so everything got put here, but I will take care of it. But I did find what I needed for downstairs. On a side note, you can't talk about New England and Halloween and fall without talking about ghosts. And I have a story I'm going to be sharing with you. I read in a book different from this one that had to do with a ship. And the ship was actually named by one of my husband's family relatives. So I'm anxious to share that with you in a future reading. But for now, let's get decorating. I also make sure to fluff and fix the branches because if you don't, it kind of sometimes looks crushed and squished just like it came out of a box in the attic, which it did. I forgot I had these little pears. I bought them last year for Thanksgiving. They were on each place setting with name tags. This year I just put them underneath the glass, and I did the same thing with some faux pumpkins, and I just wrapped a little garland around the book, and I like how the brown and the orange of the greenery or the pick works with the orange pumpkins and the brown books on chocolate. Now, these little brown bottles have a place in my heart because my mother and I dug these up at my childhood home, and I don't remember how this little card got inside. Either I did it as a child, I have no idea. But the house that we lived in at one point, one of the farmers used to perform dentistry out of it in the early 1800s, and I believe some of these were medication bottles. Now, fall would not be complete with some of my consignment finds. I have quite a few I have not shared yet, so I will be, but these little dishes are one of my recent consignment finds. During our recent trip to Maine, I couldn't help myself. I had to pick up these tiny pine cones and acorns. I really thought they would set off this platter wonderfully, so I did grab some and brought them home with me. It's not like we don't have pine cones here, we do, but it was just something I wanted to do during our walk. So here we are in the room that is going to be the butler's pantry, aka tavern, but it still is not done. But I did find this candle holder for $10 at a consignment store. I liked the faux gourds in it and the leaves, and I like how it actually has pottery to hold the candles. So right now I just put it in this room. I have some of the silver candle holders that I found on one of my shopping hauls, and it just gives the room a little fall flair, but it's a room that's not done yet, but why not? Now let's head into the dining room. I am right now showing you phase one of two. This is when I made the floral arrangement shown in one of the last videos, and I just wanted to show you how adding layers can change the look of the room. I am having fun with this candle. It wouldn't stop flickering. I yelled at it. It did. And then when I moved away, it started again. So fresh. But anyways, I wanted to share that all I had to do was add a table runner that I recently found. I brought out some of my brass pheasants, and it gives the room a whole new look. And just a quick peek at our front hallway, I placed an arrangement that I actually had from a model home I did years and years ago. And there's the bowl of dried fruit that I showed how I made in a previous video. Now let's head into the sitting room. This room is one of mine that's almost complete, not quite yet, but I do have a video I'm working on right now that shows what this room looked like when we purchased the home, a lot of the repairs and work that I've done, and how I brought it to this stage it is in right now. But I thought I would show you. I just got this beautiful throw recently. I went out with my wallpaper and found it, and it matches so well. And I really like how cozy this room is. I'm going to be heading out soon to find a rug for this room and the family room that you'll be seeing next. Now I'll be sharing on the video of this remodel how we tore out the door and all the trim to find out the walls are different levels and heights. So I did put up molding around the door temporarily. I'm going to put some shelving in here, but in the future I'll be resealing that up, and we're putting a washer and dryer stackable on the other side, and I did save wallpaper just for this reason. And over here I tucked a few faux pheasant feathers that I used to actually sell in my past store, and I kept a bunch for myself. As a temporary fix, I put luggage. I actually used this in a Ralph Lauren display when I was a visual merchandiser at Lord & Taylor. Is that store even around? I don't know. And then I put a basket on top with some pillows and throws. Once again, it's temporary until I can find something to put the TV on or in. Now let's head into the family room that I did just share a before and after video of. I wanted to first show you some more pine cones. I don't know what it is about me and pine cones, but I found these walking last spring and I knew they were going to be a perfect color for in this room. And also here on the bookshelf, I just added an old set of skeleton keys. Once again, these are from my childhood home. My husband has some that he's collected as well in another room. So we both love skeleton keys. I know it's odd, but we do. And scattered around the home, I have a lot of old books about New England, and that's where I get a lot of my historic facts that I share here on YouTube. More bottles and inkwells from my childhood home that we dug up, and this little lead dog, friends, I don't know where it came from. It just showed up on this bookshelf one day. If any of my friends put it there as a joke, please let me know. So I mentioned this weird thing with pine cones that I didn't even realize I had until I started this video. I picked up this garland, which is actually two intertwined, because the color pine cones I knew would be perfect with this Iron Gate paint by Benjamin Moore. And to show you, I've turned on this second set of fairy lights that I picked up during that fall home haul that I had shared recently. And I just like how it adds a little touch of whimsy at night, and it's just cozy. Last year I made a garland that was supposed to be made with gourds, but I couldn't find any. They were sold out, so I made them with pumpkins, and they did not last long. I knew it wouldn't. I picked up gourds the other day. I'm going to be getting busy making that garland, and I will show you how I did it in a video soon. I've also been asked to share a tutorial of how I made these window treatment rods and how I made the treatments wrap the corner. So that is also on my list for a YouTube video in the future. Now this is to show a little of repurposing. I don't do a lot in the master bedroom, but I did put a table runner along the bottom of my bed just to bring in some of that autumn color and some warmth. And I want to make a mention that you can also make table runners into bed skirts. I'm going to be doing that, I think, with one that I found, if I can find enough of them. Now at the end of this Fall Home Tour 2020 YouTube video, I'm going to have a few outtakes, but if you decide you want to go on to the next video, thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. Once again, I hope to help you find your own version of fine living, no matter how simple or grand that may be. So here is the wreath again that I put on the front door. I brought it home from making it in Maine, and just over a few days worth here on the front door, it got a little droopy at the top, so I did end up putting it on our shed in the backyard. I'm having to drive into Dunkin' Donuts to get my first pumpkin spice coffee of the season. I have to say I'm a little excited. So it's some of the smallest things that make me happy. This is my first pumpkin spice of the season from Dunkin' Donuts, and I also grabbed myself some of the pods. My husband doesn't drink pumpkin spice, so I'm going to set my Keurig up in my office and enjoy my morning coffee that way.